Welcome to Sailing El Jaleo. I am a mid-40-year-old who in my early 40s became disillusioned with modern society and all of its promises and pitfalls. Feeling that life was getting a little too boring, I decided to do the logical thing, which is to buy a 40-year-old sailboat and spend the next 3 or 4 years converting it into a long-range, off-grid sailing vessel. Or it might have just been a midlife crisis, who knows. From there, I enlisted the help of my trusty crew, and we've been spending the last 3 years going up and down the east coast of the United States, learning how to sail, learning how to read charts, how to navigate, how to read tides, and basically just how to survive on a sailboat. From here, we plan on spending one more summer up north, doing one last round of upgrades before finally escaping the United States in late 2024 or early 2025. These are our adventures. Feel free to come along if you'd like. After making it through Hellgate, we continue our journey north and we make it up to Calibogue Sound, where we stay for a couple of days. From there, we head up to Beaufort, South Carolina, where we make it through the problematic Ladies Island Bridge. I guess we might as well go ahead and get right into it. Grab a drink, climb aboard, and let's get going. Hey y'all, we are in Bull Creek, which is just off of Calibogue Sound, which is right over there. Although I heard someone call it Calibogue Sound yesterday, so maybe I've been pronouncing that wrong as well. I'm not sure. But this is one of our favorite places. It is just absolutely beautiful here. We are just barely into South Carolina. The border with Georgia's just maybe 8 miles that way. It's really not very far. And last night we had really high wind and cold. I think the cold hit just about everywhere in the US, and it definitely hit us here too. It was down in the 40s, and it just barely crossed 50 right now, and the wind finally died down. So we're doing a little bit of grilling. Got some chicken thighs on for the pups. They always take a little longer. I got some brats over here for myself, but the wind's gonna start picking back up in a couple of hours, so we're just taking this window to get some grilling done. So we're just hanging out today. I got a video edited this morning. It'll go up on. Lately I've been running into the crunch on that, but and we've been traveling every day now for like 7 days, so it's nice to get have quite a few visitors. I think there were 4 boats up in here last night, but they all cleared out this morning. And something that wasn't here before, I'll try and zoom in. And I'm sorry, the audio changes when I zoom. I don't know why that is. Although I'm using a earbud now, so maybe it won't. I don't know. But anyway, you can see right there are 2 masts sticking up out of the water. And I can't quite see it. I'll have to get out my binoculars. I don't know if that's a radar reflector on one of them or if it's an actual radar dome. I can't quite make it out. I'll have to check that out. But that was not there when we came through in the fall. So, and that's a ketch. So it's got 2 masts. It looks like a very small one, and because the masts are really close together. But unfortunately, something back in here sunk, which really stinks. Yeah, I just hope no one was on board when it happened. You know, obviously, a boat can be replaced, but human life can't. And there have been, I mean, with spring break this week, thankfully I'm far away from the madness in the south, but in New Smyrna Beach, where I spent a lot of last year, just there's been a lot of problems and a lot of drownings this year. So it's just, yeah, it's just, I'm glad I don't have to listen to that shit show on the radio, because yeah, the reports are pretty bad this year. So glad to be heading north, and we're gonna enjoy this cool but beautiful day. Hope y'all are well, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Yeah, I know. I carried out those glory shots of El Jaleo a little bit too long. So call a lawyer and sue me, huh? What are you gonna do about it? Anyway, we ended up spending 3 or 4 days in Bull Creek, which is just off of Calibogue Sound, waiting out some bad weather, just some cold weather, and after that we got back on the road. From there we went up Calibogue Sound, we went behind Hilton Head Island in Skull Creek, and not long after we went through there, a sailboat sunk in Skull Creek. So I don't know what in the heck is going on. A sailboat sunk at the St. Mary's entrance, a couple other sailboats sunk. I mean, this has seemingly been the year of the sunken sailboat. It's a little concerning. So yeah, I mean, it breaks my heart every time I go by a sunken sailboat, and it could happen at any time. You know, a bulkhead blows out. I think I've got some contingency plans in place for if that happens. So, you know, it could be anything. Anything could happen at any time. I'm just glad we're still floating. But anyway, so we went up, we went through Skull Creek behind Hilton Head Island, then we crossed Port Royal Sound, and then we made our way up to Beaufort, South Carolina, where we went through the Ladies Island Bridge. Ah, yes, the Ladies Island Bridge in Beaufort, South Carolina. So all along the Intracoastal Waterway, there are probably 10 or 11 beautiful, beautiful bridges. I love these old bridges. There are swing bridges like this one that pivot in the center and they swing open. There are lift bridges where the entire deck will lift up in one piece. And then there are bascule bridges where the two sides pivot up and open in the center. So all of these bridges, they're old school bridges. They are absolutely beautiful. I love them. And all of these bridges open on different schedules. And all of them are fine. I have no problem waiting even an hour for a bridge. I would rather wait an hour and have these old, beautiful bridges. I mean, you know, well, okay, so these bridges are slowly being replaced by concrete, just fixed bridges. So these are the big bridges that you see us go under all the time. They're 65 typically feet high at high tide, and so you can still get under them, and they're fixed. You know, you go through any time, no waiting, no fuss, no muss, and that's fine. But I love these old bridges. They just, it's a part of history. It harkens back to an earlier time, you know, when the waterways of the United States used to be such an avenue or a route of commerce, and they still are. There's still tons of commercial traffic even in the Intracoastal Waterway, but it used to be different. So these bridges are a slice of that history, which I absolutely love, and I have no problem waiting. I would much rather wait an hour for a bridge than I would have it be replaced by a concrete fixed bridge. That being said, if there was one bridge that I would like replaced with a concrete fixed bridge, it would be the Ladies Island Bridge. And it's not for lack of beauty, it's not for lack of function, it's not for lack of whatever. So the problem I have with the Ladies Island Bridge is it's overly restrictive, and I always try and be positive. The people that run it are dill holes. I've been through this bridge 6 or 7 times. You know, normally a lot of bridges have the same schedule year round. You okay, Wiegand? Just relax, Weeks. And it's no problem. So you know when to be there, what times they open, what times, you know, they don't open, that kind of stuff. So and there's a speedboat going by. Hold on a second. Okay, gotta love bass boats. Anyway, so, and there are other bridges that have schedules that vary depending upon the time of year, and that's no problem either. You just call them the night ahead when you're going to get there and say, what is your opening schedule for tomorrow? And they'll tell you, and that's great, no problem. Some of them have restrictions in the morning. You know, a lot of these bridges are in heavily traveled areas, and obviously a bridge is a major travel point between two different land masses. So it's totally understandable that you would have a bridge closed for an hour or two in the morning during rush hour to allow traffic to go through. That makes sense. I've got no problem with that either. Oh boy, got a melee going on up on deck. Oh, you relax. I'm almost done, Weekend. I'll be right up. But the problem with this bridge, just hold on, Weekend. Just give me a second, okay? The problem with this bridge is that you always get conflicting information. I've been through here 6 or 7 times. I'll call the night before. I'll get one piece of information. I've learned to call again in the morning to reconfirm. I'll get a different operator and I'll get different information, which is really frustrating because you set up your whole morning based upon the opening of this, you know, these bridges, and this bridge has 2 3-hour chunks of the day where it does not operate. 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the afternoon for rush hour, and that's just excessive. You know, if you're going to be closed for 6 hours out of the main travel time of the day, just build a fixed bridge and get rid of the damn thing. And the operators, they always drag their heels. They always give you shit. Like almost every time. It's 98.9% of the bridge operators up and down the Intracoastal Waterway are absolutely pleasant. I've never actually had a problem with any of them except for at this location. And it seems like almost every time I go through there, there's an issue. Whether it's opening time, whether it's them giving me shit about getting there in time, you know, they're not going to let me through. And I've got plenty of time to get there according to their schedule, but they'll still give you shit. Like, I don't know if I'm going to open or not. It's ridiculous. And, you know, you hate to paint maybe I've just had really bad experiences there, and maybe everyone else gets through no problem. I don't know, but they're always a pain in the ass there. And, you know, just the 2-3 hour windows being closed, it's just, I don't know. This place stinks. I hate going through here because you never know if you're going to lose a day just because of the bridge. So, that being said, I love these old bridges. I hope they all stay with the exception of this one. I do hope this one does get replaced by a fixed bridge. The rest, absolutely no problem with them. Love them. Hope they stick around for the next 150 years. And that's all we have time for this week. I would like to give a massive shout out to my Patreon crew. Without your guys' support, I wouldn't make these videos. And my Patreon crew is Joan and Juddy Judnick, Val and Chris Alcorn, Denise and Eli Sackett, Sherry Erickson, Deb Shaw, Matthew Spotton, Peter Allen, and Natalie Linehan. Thank you guys so very much. Your support really means the world to me. I do have one legacy patron member, and her name is Joan Linbo. Unfortunately, she has passed on, but she lives on in our hearts forever. We really miss you, Joan. If you are interested in joining our Patreon crew, there is a link in the description down below, and that'll take you to our Patreon page where you can sign up. And there are hundreds, literally hundreds of extra videos and photos of our travels, and I try and keep everything there up to date and post at least once or twice a week, so it gives you a little peek behind the curtain. If you do like our videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. That'll help us out more than you'll ever know, and that actually doesn't cost you anything, so hit that like button. Alrighty, I hope you all are well, and we'll see you next week.